Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Gamedev Insights. I'm really happy to host Artem Solop today. Artem is a versatile artist who has been making an impact in the games industry for over a decade. His love for art has driven him to excel in many trades, making him a go-to person for all things creative. So, Artem, welcome to our podcast. How are you?
Hi, Ljubica. I'm fine, great, I would say.
Okay, awesome. Glad to hear that. So, let's dive into our talk about all things art in games. So, can you tell us a bit about your career path so far, and what actually led you to pursue a career in the games industry?
Career in the games industry, I think, because since childhood, I was there was only medium I was very impressed with that were video games. Of course, it was and mid '90s, and I thought, wow, it's connected to video, it's connected to drawing and graphics because I used to draw. I draw since childhood. So then I thought, oh, it might be a dream job to make video games. But when I been growing up and learning how to draw and think more professionally, the more I would say 100% way to make money. It was I saw it in graphic design, so I decided to pursue that an education in that field. So yeah, that I started working as a graphic designer in 2005, I guess, and making like vector graphics, Flash. There was technology back then, web content with Flash and motion graphics combined. I really liked it and enjoyed it a lot. And then after 5 years, I think it was around 2010, I just saw the game company like announcement, like a job proposition. So it was time for me to change a job anyway because I felt it's a bit boring and I'm not learning anything. So I decided to apply, and like back then, games were made on Flash. So those were video slot company, and it was just very seamless transition for me because I already knew the technology just needed some adjustment, and and since then it's kind of it's a job. I'm not that dreamer anymore, so it's job sounds interesting until you start working it. So
Saying that after being in the industry for more than like 10 years, that you are no longer a dreamer. So can
yeah.
you walk us through what has changed?
That's a very different like when you make video games, because I know I'm not considering myself like an artist. We are not artists in video games. We don't make art. We make graphic assets. So this is not painting or something super impressive. This is logos, buttons, icons, textures, 3D models. It's not really an art, and it's usually a team effort. So you can say, yeah, I made this character there, and yeah, I painted hair texture for it or something. You cannot say, oh, I created the whole thing. Like, you cannot be an artist. You are just graphic guy in a team. And when you make games, it's like you approach it from very different angle than when you play them. It's now I hear from young aspiring, let's say, artists. They are like, oh, I want to make video game. It's so amazing because I like to play games. Look, if you like to play games, play and enjoy them. As soon as you start working on them, you like a lot of people in game industry. They don't play video games. They especially those who work in bigger companies, like they don't have time for that, and you don't need to I mean, you don't always need to really enjoy and love the product you work, because the success of it doesn't depend on you. Like your contribution supposed to be like on a high level, and you need to do your quality effort. But there are a lot of factors and other people who work with your team who will affect the result. And so I would say, yeah, game developing, it's a job. Sometimes it's
But
fun, but it's a job, it's work. I like when it comes to life, the everything you made, because I do a lot of things. I work in a small team where I am responsible for all the visuals, uh, concept, special effects, animations, UI, icons, and things, all visuals except coding. And when everything is coming together, it feels so great. Like it's like sandbox, like you playing when you've been a kid and you assemble something, I don't know, from sand sculptures, or I don't know, brick playing, and everything with help of a code and math. It works. You can play and interact with it. This is I mean, it's like very primal in raw enjoyment. I still like this aspect a lot. That's what keeps me excited about
mhm.
making games. So in most cases, it's surprising because it's made very quickly, not sometimes not very accurate, and with not much effort because it just needed to be done. But you drop commit assets and the game being built, and wow, you're surprised that it works.
It's working, it's alive.
Yes, this is awesome to feel that.
You've mentioned that as an artist, because this is your job, you don't have to love everything that you do.
Yes.
So how do you actually then get that like inspiration slash like motivation
Um,
to create something, to create something even though you're not feeling excited or good about it at all, like, so for example, like when you get like a brief
yeah.
and and somebody says, I want this, it would be ideal if this looked like this, and without feeling that you like rush, how do you manage, like how do you help yourself, like then stay on track and deliver the
Yeah,
best solution.
because I'm a like you- I'm a professional who got paid to do certain quality job in certain amount of time and perform. That's that's not always something you would like to do. That's something that needed, and it's I think this is easier to do when like when you not very excited. I think those projects are easier to make because the only thing you need to concentrate is just a quality level. And I don't know. It's I think that's easier when you do something that you don't feel, oh, this belongs to me. I put so much effort in it. It's not that you making bad graphics or something. It's just some projects, some games, they are just needed to be done, and with certain I don't know, quality level and meet the deadlines.
How do you manage situations where the graphics of the game, the quality of the game, and your your sense of what a quality game should be are mismatched?
It's always will be mismatched because the imagination in our head is not very precise. Like you don't imagine it as like 100% finished picture. And like quality level is very easy to measure because you see what competitors doing, what are trends now, and you compare. Also, it depends on a deadline. For example, if you need to deliver something in 2 months, when competitors doing it in 6 months with bigger team, you should be realistic. You cannot achieve that goal, so you need to cut corners somewhere. And
Okay, okay.
and regarding inspiration, getting back to your previous question, it's not always need to be like very inspirational and motivational, because like we have like active and passive thinking phase. So usually when a lot of time you don't spend 8 hours in front of your computer. So when you have active thinking phase, you come up with you concentrate on work more than when you just go outside, breathe the fresh air, or grab a coffee, or talk to a coworker, and then you come up with something. So you don't need to always sit in front of a computer and think, like keep your brain busy. You will get more, I don't know, feel more tired, to be honest.
Actually, one of the issues that I meet with artists is that because of because they are fully employed somewhere, they actually do not have that much time to dedicate to their to their personal portfolios, to like further developing their personal styles. So I just like wanted to check with you, like how do you how do you manage that? Like actually, like how much time do you have, do you have left to to work on the things that you are really sincerely deep down excited about?
No, yeah, all the time. I have a lot of time to do that, because like my personal art is separated from my work like job, and I'm trying to dedicate as much time as I can to drawing, painting, sketches. I don't know. Recently, I got into 3D sculpting in Blender. To try some things that sometimes they are helpful. I can take those skills and bring to work and use them there. I don't know, just but I don't know. A lot of artists, they probably burnt out. They have a lot of workload at their work, so working overtime, maybe something with family or relationships, or it depends on personality, I guess. You need to have energy, to be honest, to be an artist, and that constantly evolves and grows. You need to. It takes a lot of time and energy, I would say.
Okay, and what actually inspires your personal style? Like, are there some like recurring themes or subjects that you're passionate about?
I don't know, death, skulls, robots. Mostly, all my art concentrated around man machine thing. I think it goes from the childhood when I enjoyed watching Terminator and Robocop thing, like aliens and horrors. I like that, like darker side, and some technology like cars or some mechanical things. Yeah. I studied a bit of 2 years of technical drawing in university, with both with hands and AutoCAD. So it really, I think, it influenced me a lot to mm, depict things of more technical with more details, like it. Uh, and I like a lot of different techniques. Also, I'm not concentrated on only drawing or only painting. Uh, it's boring, so sometimes I can make, I don't know, make collages, a lot of digital things. Now there are a lot of instruments and things to learn. It's I just have an interest in it.
Yeah, you do illustrations, you do graphic design, you also do UI and animations. So, how, I mean, how is it that you actually like approach your like learning and development?
I think it's because I've been working a long time as almost alone. My first 5 years I've been like only designer probably around, and I've been making like a flash advertisement banners and different interaction motion graphics things, as well as let's say, posters for concerts and events, and even package design. So I just learned to do a bit of everything. And it's not like I'm good at everything. I'm not good at everything. I'm good at most of the things, but I'm not the best in any of those fields. So if I need to apply for animator job, I can't do it because my animation, I'm not an animator. I'm mostly like motion design. That's what I do. I'm not really, I don't have much skill to have like a very good animations and stuff. I can make like impactful presentation and transition or something like that with moving pictures and objects. For me, it's the same as design, but motion, like motion design. And I think a lot of because why I do all this, because when I started, there was this flash and you have everything with this tool. You can operate images there, you can tweak the animation and timeline and thing, and you export it. So everything is pretty much done in one thing. So you need, even if you need to have interactive element, you need to write some code or buttons, or that helped me a lot. So I brought a lot of, paradigm, how they call, into other technologies I've been involved with and new workplaces.
So you have been working in a smaller team for quite some time now, but but also you have had a chance to work in bigger teams. And throughout our conversations, you really have been like highlighting, the pros of working in small teams.
Yes.
But wanted to, like to ask, but are there like any downsides? And actually, how does working in a small team, compare to working in a bigger team?
I think
Can you give us can you give us like some parallels regarding
smaller team, yeah. I think
communication, ownership, creativity,
that's a small
crunching.
smaller teams win about, like, I don't know, like the only problem of a small team, there will be bottlenecks. That's bottlenecks thing. Other, I think I see small team, it's only advantages. Communication is faster. Like skills of people usually broader, and people are more talented. You, you don't spend time on meetings, emails, and all this corporate BS thing. It's already, I would say, 50% more time you can dedicate to work and making things. So the only thing is when someone is sick, or it feels, because that person usually do a lot of stuff. So yeah, that's about small teams. Big teams, they yeah, I worked in big companies. Like it's a lot of things that keeps you busy, but it's not it doesn't affect the work, and it doesn't help. It's a lot of communication, and communication in a very, like, a corporate way. You don't talk to people from like human perspective. The company treats you like a resource, and they think you are just I've been like an art lead responsible to hire people for a team. I need to also bring them bad news that we need to fire them, and that's difficult for me, because I'm not I don't know, I like people, but I don't like this idea that company treats them like, and you like a resource. And then you write email, okay, we decided to part ways with this person, and you're like, yeah, we didn't decide it. They just told me to bring the to bring this news.
The messenger of bad news.
Yes, and also a lot of like that happens often when they see, oh, one artist is kind of above average, and let's give him more tasks, and then you're ending up not doing your like art like graphics assignment. And the longer you do it, for example, you write emails, you communicate and think, but you don't do anything graphic like connected, then you lose your skills, you lose your like you lose everything that makes you an artist and what made you a good candidate for that job before. And you are also like, I wasn't a good manager, I wasn't a good art lead, I was kind of, hey, someone needs to do that job, okay, I'm gonna do it. So it would it
But
it was difficult for me to explain for the next person. I thought, okay, I'm leaving, I found another job, you will be substitute for me until, I don't know, maybe you burn out, maybe you don't like to, but I think you are a person that fits it. And I started to explain what it needs to do. And like, yeah, but when I'm gonna draw, when I'm gonna make
but still,
games.
I mean, there has got to be like some upside of it. Like why are artists then like still like deciding to join big game studios? Like is there anything like good that you have like learned from the experience,
No,
like about your art, about yourself?
no. Like I learned like like I could see myself from the side, for example, because like some guy, oh, he's almost like me. He hates managers and hates me now because I'm manager and things like that. Big company is good when you are extremely proficient and at certain skill. You are great, like I don't know, logo gradient emboss 3D special effect designer. Big companies for you. You're great character animator or facial. Big companies for you because you're gonna do it for the rest of your life. You're a concept artist. You're gonna draw it next 30 years unless until you burn out. That's it. In small companies, there will be no job for you. Concept art will be like five minutes and it's done. No. I mean, and it's also I think the whole picture of the game industry. It's usually promoted from the sides of big companies that it's prestige, that it's good to make AAA product and thing and stuff. But that's not really true because there are a lot of games like video games now. It's not console games and PC games anymore. There are like when you commute, there are a lot of grannies and older people playing on their phone. This is also video games. Someone needs to do that. There's a lot of jobs there, like video slots. It's a huge market. There are a lot of games. There's plenty of stuff to do. So, but people usually think of video games. Oh, it's God of War, GTA. Yeah, this is. And it's again we coming to that. Going back to that question that people who play video games, they think they can make video games. Which is not true.
What is awaiting for us in the
I
future?
mean, working from, yeah, AI will take over your job and mine. I mean, working from home changed a lot. The whole concept of even office real estate thing. Like processes inside the companies, they will also change. Like younger people coming and they don't want to work like that. It's systems built by boomers, and even for me difficult to understand this unnecessary approach and complications. And young people, they better give up. They just will not work. I don't know, they better work at McDonald's than at company with all this complicated, I don't know, hierarchy,
Like a big
managers of a
yeah, like a
managers.
big argument. Yeah, like a big argument for companies that are still like that are still hiring on site and want people to come into the office every day, is that bouncing off ideas with each other in person is way better than when they are working remotely.
Yes, it's good. Like bouncing of ideas, I would say in a small team is great. But if it's big company, there's not much bouncing of ideas anyway. Your ideas sent by email from your product owner or product manager or manager of a manager, middle manager. You're not bouncing that many ideas, to be honest. And if you work like, I don't know, I like to work from office. I don't like to work from home because for me it's difficult to concentrate at home. But I mean, good people like where work from home divided, yeah, in half, I think. Talented and like, yeah, people with a like strong skill set, they working even better when you don't touch them. People who didn't perform at the office, they don't work at all. So I think it's like balance shifted to like to one of the sides, obviously.
How many days do you spend at the office per week?
5. Yeah.
Five days. You walk into the office.
Yeah, I work at the office. I even been working at the office during Corona times. I've been commuting and I've been working there, even if we were, I don't know, 2, 3 people.
Okay. So yeah, that's okay, cool. Like I don't get it. Like I am like perfectly fine with like, working from home, but on the other hand, like I understand how it actually helps your, work-life balance
Yeah,
because,
yes.
once you leave the office, your
Yeah,
work is
you
done.
really have, I really divide my, that's what also helps me to divide personal life and drawing with a job. I have surrounding like office. I feel like I'm at this is my job. I work there. After office, oh, I'm free. I can do and it's very strict, like in my head, these categories, I would say.
Awesome. Awesome. I'd like to actually discuss more your experience working as an art lead because you were,
Yeah,
you were very honest and you said I wasn't a good lead.
yeah,
So yeah, like what, besides being uncomfortable with being like the messenger of bad news, what like what else do you think? Why do you think that you were a bad lead?
Uh,
What is it that you like miss to do?
I didn't really understand the idea of like art lead as a job. It can be some I mean assignment. Okay, you are contact person. People when they have some trouble, they can contact you. But having it as a job, I've been involved mostly in writing emails and bouncing them to, let's say, game manager or product manager, and taking comments from the team. And it's not like working with people. I like people, but working with them, for me, it's easier to when you work. I mean, making graphics. That's what I enjoy. But all this, for example, evaluation every year, like salary reviews and stuff, I've been involved in. And you see people from other side. You see some that talented artist. He's not very motivated and he doesn't really want to work more. So how? But from the company side, you need to bring some encouragement and things. And you sit there and think, damn, leave the guy alone. He just want to draw and that's it. He has no ambition. No, not everybody needs to have it. Like he's good at it. That's it. Don't bother him. Or some other people where, let's say, oh, I want to be an art director, but For example, they don't know English for communication. They don't have the strong knowledge of, let's say, game engine and things they do, and you need to explain them, yeah, in a polite way, which is I'm not good at just speaking in polite way and this formal corporate thing. And a lot of time you've been just spending on meetings for no reason. This is what I hated the most. There were discussions, I don't even know, like when there's no problem, you don't need to fix it. You don't need to talk about it. Like game works. Don't touch it. Just don't improve. Like team works. Don't bother them. Like let them do their assignment until they done. That's it. But yeah, there's constantly some improvement, something here that not needed. And also, like artists, as soon as you're responsible for that, they consider you their mom. Oh, my Photoshop doesn't work. Can you fix it? Oh, can you get where's my license code? Dude, it's in your email. Like just search in your email. There's your license code been sent by admin some I don't know some year ago or something. It's not that difficult. And they feel like, oh, you are lead, you're gonna fix this for me. Okay. That's what I didn't enjoy it at all. Like that's what I think my place is smaller team, smaller company where I just use everything I know and make game graphics.
Still, in smaller companies, you still will be, like, sharing knowledge and helping each other.
But it's faster and it's a more I think it's more natural way. You don't need a manager to have this. Like in many companies they have knowledge sharing sessions, like in this special meeting room or something, or some I don't know, some professional from other industry, basically competitor from your other company will come and explain what everybody knows already. So it's a bit questionable. Here, when you are, I don't know, we are like five different game teams, and each of them has one artist or two. We are like seven people. We can just literally talk, and we sit all around the office. We can just literally talk to each other, joke, and very. You don't need to be formal about it.
What advice would you actually give to artists that are now, looking to start their career in the games industry? Like how should they build their portfolio? How should they prepare for the interview? Um,
I
from your perspective, like what are, what is, yeah. Can you share something from your perspective?
don't lie in your resume. It's very easy to check. It doesn't matter what company you work in. Is it big or small? There are chances. I know people who worked with you, and it's very easy to check. For example, like video slots industry, like I know pretty much all the competitors and who work with who. And if some person applies from company, I heard they are not very good. They treat people like shit or something like that. I can really check. Maybe was that person bad or why didn't it fit? Because I know guys from different companies. Same in the bigger companies. Like everyone knows each other. It's a small world. You cannot really lie because yeah, your reputation is
Yeah.
important. But you can lie in your portfolio like a lot.
How so?
For artists, I think it's easy because a lot of times we are involved in NDA projects, and you can like if you didn't had experience with certain, I don't know, maybe even games, just but you want to make logos or you want to make icons or you want to make characters, just draw a lot of them, pick the most interesting ones, and you can show them. Even if you not made it for games, you can just tell, oh, this is for undisclosed project, and there's no way to check. That's the thing for sure. This thing you cannot check. You need to be a nice person to a certain extent. Like sometimes it's more important to be a nice team member than a great I don't know, genius animator or
Yeah,
amazing
especially in
artist.
smaller teams.
Yeah. If you treat other people like shit and you're a jerk and you're rude, nobody, even if you're very talented, nobody will want to work with you. That's
Yeah, as you mentioned, your reputation will precede
yeah, and
you.
repeat. I think with like beginners are artists might not understand this, but with years, like after how many 12 years in games, I really feel the reputation is very important because like I found my current job, I didn't had any test, anything. I had maybe 20-minute long interview, and that's it with the guys I knew from the previous company. Let's say that's it. That they
Mhm.
just know, okay, boss asking them, so guys, this guy is good. They say, yeah, okay. That's literally interview. He said, no, okay, and he left. And then we just talked to random stuff for rest of the time, and then okay, let's we're gonna fix everything soon. So yeah, you're hired.
And how do you actually become like a better human, like a better professional?
Better professional doesn't mean better human, to be honest. Because
Okay.
uh, evolve and do your stuff. I think don't forget to enjoy. It's not like I might sound like yeah, drawing is boring and things, but mm, there are a lot of things to enjoy there. I don't know, and evolve. I'm interested in what I'm doing, so I don't think I can not evolve to certain. I don't know. It's like growing your skills with your personality, like learn new things, approach the same problem from different perspectives, and don't always rely. I would say rely in boring things, rely on your experience, but in something where you can experiment or bring something new, try to approach it from another angle if your deadlines allow.
So speaking of interviews, what are your, let's put it this way, like favorite questions to get, or like favorite topics to discuss? And on the other hand, like what questions like do you believe are so outdated and unnecessary?
Oh, that's a good question because I haven't been on a very like strict serious interviews. In 12 years, I changed job only twice. I don't know. Maybe questions about personal life, they are a bit cringe core, I would say. Like, same as I think people who answer those questions, they are those who have their picture on their CV. That category of people.
So this is an advice for all people out there. Like, do not put your picture on your CV.
But it's weird. I think it's weird to have a picture on a CV. It's a bit, I don't know, and I can see your picture on, I mean, social network, but
Are there
not on your
any are there
CV.
any other like things that because you mentioned that you were like responsible for hiring artists before. So I are there like any other things that you really hate when people put in their CV,
Like
or that
personal
you
achievement
or
that
that you think
not
are
connected to work. I mean, when you study at school, there is certain category of people like activists. They running marathon. They like I don't know, biking around the world. They hiking naked in the woods of Amazonia for 34 days or something like that. They cross La Manche, or they've been 3 times winner of some golden horse dancing whatever cup. And you listen to them, certain categories of people never grow up because it's not really thing to be proud to be hired as an artist, for example. This is not what I'm interested in. I'd like to see what you do. For me, the most interesting was, do you have your personal stuff? For me, it's great to see what people do like for themselves, because a lot of artists, they are shy or something to show their personal side of art. And I think one girl was working. I think after a year, I kind of sneaked in her. She had a sketchbook, and I asked her, "Hey, what you draw here?" And she's like, "Close. Oh, that's some crap. But can I check it out?" And she had amazing sketches. It's like a small sketchbook, and she's been drawing people during morning commute in a subway. They were like awesome. I asked her, why didn't you, I don't know, why don't you show it? I didn't know. This is so cool. That's for me interesting, the personal art side of the person. Because those, activists and achievement boys and girls, they usually don't draw in free time, which is quite disappointing. Based on my experience, I'm not. Maybe in 20 years, I will
We're not
meet
judging.
more. But yeah, I'm not judging, but yeah.
I'm not
But
judging, but I'm
yeah,
judging.
several categorized people, unfortunately. But yeah, we all.
Okay, cool. Like I have to like agree with you. What you draw like in your personal time. I think it like tells a lot about you, like who you are as a person, what you are interested in, much more than a couple of lines in your CV, and also like what other things you're capable for.
Yeah, and also it says a lot about dedication and passion, because many times when someone leaves and find another job, like he takes people with him. Like usually when you see in a company there are like 3 4 people left, you expect they bring more people to their new place with them. So if I know a person from that side that is dedicated and passionate, and yeah, I will like recommend as a good coworker for next workplace, definitely.
Cool. Artem, thank you so much for being our guest today. It was really, refreshing to hear, to hear about like the games industry and what it's like to be an artist in the games industry from your perspective. And again, like, thank you so much for sharing your opinions with us today.
Yeah, thanks, Ljubica. Thanks indeed. Glad you like it.
Bye.